Hello, dear students. Today, let us continue with the study of language. In this video, we will study the characteristic features of language. As we all know, language is a means of communication with the help of words and signs. That is, language can be studied in the form of verbal communication and non-verbal communication. This is a broad feature of language. There are some characters, there are some features which are specific to every language. Language has one important feature, that is, it is limited only to humans. That is, the meaning of this sentence is language is only human specific. Only human beings use the language. All other animals, birds also communicate, but with the help of different types of codes which are either infrasonic or ultrasonic. Those codes are not understood by the humans. The humans have developed a system of communication with the help of words and also with the help of some signs. The second characteristic of language is it is a system. In fact, it is also defined as a system of systems because language involves not only verbal communication but also non-verbal communication. By combining both verbal and non-verbal, it becomes a whole language, a complete language. It becomes a complete system, so to say. Here, while using verbal communication or verbal mode of language, some codes are used. Codes are nothing but words. Words are denotive. For example, if we say this is a desk, this is a chair, a desk or a chair is denoting an object. This is verbal part of a language. In the same way, it has non-verbal part where signs and symbols are used. The signs and symbols are the part of verbal communication of any language. These codes in the form of words and signs and symbols are area specific, language specific. For example, if I say it is a chair is a code in English only. The same object has a different code in Kannada. In Kannada, it is called kurchi. So, every language has a defined, every language has a fixed, a separate set of codes to denote the things. Here, it becomes a system or a system of systems. The third characteristic is language is dynamic. From time immemorial, human beings have communicated with the help of language. This language is not static. It has evolved, it has grown, it has added something, it has changed itself according to the needs of the society and time. So, language becomes a dynamic one. Language is always growing. Language progresses continuously. Its words, the meanings of the words, the usage, the slang of different words All this is but the evolution, the development of language. Here, language can be defined or language can be called as a dynamic system. The next feature is it has a dialect. Language, any language is not universal. Language is used in different forms, in different slangs, in different stresses, in different parts of the world. It has its own linguistic variety. The standard usage of English is received from Britain, but when it reaches other parts of the world, it changes itself with the help of vernacular languages. For example, the standard language or the received pronunciation that we use as a standard one is from Britain, is from England. But when it reaches India, it has naturally added itself with the stress and the modes of pronunciation that are India specific. There, we can say that there is a butler English, an English which was used by the butlers who were serving the British officers in India. And then there are other variations like Hinglish, where people mix Hindi and English to their talks. There is Kanglish, where people mix up with Kannada and English. In this way, it is a dialect also. The next feature is it is a socialect. What is this socialect? Language cannot exist without the society. Language needs a society to speak. Language needs a society to express, to evolve, to grow. But society is also not uniform. Society is divided into different classes. Society is divided into different groups. Imagine a group of educated, decent people speaking a language will be different from the people who are uneducated, who are illiterate, and who behave in a raw manner. The words used by educated, top class people are quite different from the people who work as a labor class. So, it becomes a socialect also. The usage of language is idiolect. The word idiolect means person-specific language. Every person speaks the same language in a different manner. The way I speak English will definitely be different from the people, from other people speak. From you all, it will be different from my speech also. The words may have different stress forms where I use it in a different stressed word, stressed manner. So it becomes idiolect also. In this way, language has different features and characteristics. I hope you have understood this clearly, that language has its own characters. Language, when I say language, it doesn't mean only English. Language means any language that we study. Language has its own characteristic features. Number one is it is human specific. Number two is it is a system of systems. Number three is it is dynamic. Number four, it is a dialect. Number five, it is a socialect. And the last one is it is an idiolect also. In the next class, we will study different forms or different levels where language is studied. Thank you.